Drop your buffs. We are officially merged.
The reason Jared, Evelyn, and Brian would vote for Soraya instead of Carolyn is because we were pretty confident that they were the ones leaking information.
I don't know, these people didn't have any reason to think I'd lie to them.
I know I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I know basically everybody wants to see me gone.
We made an alliance called The Middle.
And I think Soraya and Emma would be on that who I want to work with list.
I still have faith in the Keen Scene crew.
Yes.
So
Again, I still want to work with you guys.
Like, we should do a final three sort of thing.
I've come to the conclusion that everyone wants to work with me because of my lovely personality.
We also have like a final three set up kind of with Soraya. If Luciana and Rohan make it to the end, we think they're gonna win, especially with the people that Luciana has on the jury.
Evelyn has gotten really, really close with Will ever since they swapped tribes together, and I'm pretty sure she's like on board to flip on the old Spurs and work with Will.
And I know that Evelyn had already gone to the retail shop, but she got into the retail shop.
So I can't remember exactly how I got in.
9th person vote out, Survivor Michigan Season 7, the second member of our jury. Evelyn, please turn your Zoom video off.
I'm here at the top of Vale Mountain. Just went up the gondola. Very excited to go skiing. Super good tribal council yesterday. We voted off Evelyn, which was actually kind of disappointing. Hate to see her go. I really bonded with her over skiing, actually.
I don't understand that vote. I don't understand what's going through people's damn heads.
Well, Evelyn didn't really seem to care. Like, she texted me after, saying she didn't take it personally. And I believe her. She seems like she is just chill and doesn't really care. So, it is what it is.
I absolutely love her as a person. That friendship's gonna, continue for ages. Fingers crossed.
I get that she's playing both sides, but actions speak louder than words. And up until this point, she has voted with the Spurs every time. Sure, she's strategizing with me a little bit, but so far she's proven her loyalty to the majority.
But I literally can't trust anybody. But the only way to go forward in this game is to have, trust between people. That's the entire thing.
I told everybody what I thought they wanted to hear, just to save my own ass, and then went back behind them, and each of the last 2 weeks, I've tried to organize a coup against the people who I claimed to be watching out for. Each of the last 2 weeks.
So hopefully I have a good enough team to pull me through, a good enough army to protect the queen.
So this week, the final 9 participated in a Survivor auction. However, we lost the footage, so I'm gonna do my best to recap it for you. Again, our bad, but let me get into it. So the first item was covered. A few people bid a couple low amounts, but Will ended up winning. And what'd he win? A baby picture of yours truly. Personally, the best item in the auction, but you can be the judge of that.
$300 for a baby picture of Brady? That's a steal. That's a black market type steal. I probably got a fake. There's no way. Because the legitimate real ones go for millions of dollars in high art. So that was a steal.
So Will won the first item. Second item was an announced challenge advantage. Brian S. and Rohan went back and forth for a little bit, but Brian S. ended up winning it, spending almost all of his money. What was the challenge advantage? The advantage, which was shared privately with Brian, was that there would be individual immunity available at some point in the auction, so save your money. Sorry, Brian. So the third item, which was also announced, was a pizza delivered to your house. Not much game advantage there, but pizza. College student, 5. Will bid on it, spending almost no money, so Will took that one home, got a pizza delivered to his house.
And then these fuckers are so dialed into the game that nobody wants to buy real pizza. I'm the only one who wants to bid on real pizza. Come on, it's pizza, you know? It's bulk season. People are gonna say that I didn't have my head in the game because I got the pizza instead of spending my money on something actually useful in their Survivor game. But they're playing checkers, I'm playing 5D chess because nothing is more useful in Survivor than pizza.
Fourth item was an announced advantage in the game. Jared really felt the need for some extra help, bid big on this item, and no one challenged him, so he took it away. The advantage was a wheel respin. So at any point where there's a wheel being spun in the season, Jared will be able to, if he would like, respin that wheel. The fifth item was covered. Alex ends up winning this one after a couple back and forth bids. And the item, which was revealed only to Alex, was a disadvantage. Alex would not be able to vote at the next tribal council. Sorry, Alex. The sixth item was covered as well, and Megan won that one, and it's a clue to a hidden immunity idol. Seventh item also covered. Theme going on here. Rohan ends up outbidding everyone and winning this one, and it's just a picture of chocolate milk. That's it. Just a picture. Online season, nothing but a picture. Sorry, Rohan. Eighth item also covered. And after bidding back and forth between a couple of players, Will comes out of nowhere, bids the rest of his money, and pulls this one out. The item was individual immunity. So Will will be going into the next tribal council with individual immunity.
Come on, like, I know that Alex and Jared and Rohan are supposed to be the econ majors, but after that performance, I think I deserve an honorary econ degree, because goddamn, did I maximize my marginal benefit while minimizing my marginal costs. Yeah. So, my roommates are hella jealous of my dope-ass ice, of my immunity necklace. I feel like a pimp right now. I feel like my pimp name would be Papa Smurf, and I am stacking paper to the ceiling and writing on 24-inch chrome right now.
Now the next item, which is the ninth item of this auction, many survivors thought that this would potentially be the final item, and so a lot of people were bidding big. So basically everyone who hasn't done anything threw in all their money, so we ended up spinning the Wolverine wheel to see who would take home this item, and Soraya ends up taking it home. And that item is individual immunity with a twist. The twist being that it will be played like a regular individual immunity idol, but there will be a wheel spun where there's a 50% chance she's safe and a 50% chance that she's not safe. So, anyways, that was the result of the Survivor auction. Again, so sorry for losing the footage, but hopefully you can keep up with that. So I'll let you guys get back to your regularly scheduled programming. So, thanks y'all.
All right, so again, welcome back everyone from the auction. So I said we're not going directly into tribal council, but here is what we are going to be doing. What we're going to be doing is a version of speed dating. So essentially what's going to happen is we've set up 5 separate breakout groups. You're going to have 4 minutes to talk to one person in a breakout group. Then you're going to have 4 minutes to talk to another person, another person, another person, all the way till you've talked to everyone throughout the entire game in a randomized order. That is the only talking you will be able to do until we jump directly into Tribal Council. So you're going to have 4 minutes to talk to someone else. One of those rooms does include me, so you'll have a chance to talk to me, have a little confessional in there as well. But so there will be no group conversations, nothing of the sort. You're not allowed to text. You're not allowed to talk and hear about your votes. The only place you can talk about what you're doing is in those rooms to an individual person in a randomized order.
So, What's the move?
Immunity feels like I didn't earn it, but here we are.
No, you did.
Brian's screwed. Oh my gosh. Brian, I think Brian's screwed tonight. Like, I'm gonna try and get something going, but oh my gosh. Like, I knew we should have tried to get, like, one of the 4 power spurs out this past tribal.
I don't want to vote you this week. I don't think it's going to be you. What are your thoughts?
Wait, is that true this time?
Well, I didn't want to vote you the first time anyway, but I still did it.
Okay.
And I didn't think it was going to be you that time either.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, as far as I know, we're sticking to the plan, which was Brian S.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, and I have no qualms with that. So.
Yeah, not gonna lie, not feeling great. I know I'm probably the easy vote here. All I will say right now is that it's water under the bridge if I survive the second tribal.
I think it was Brian who probably voted for me. Not that I care that somebody voted for me, but Brian was probably the other vote. So it's not like that's pulling teeth for me to vote Brian.
Yeah, I think it was too.
I don't have any leverage at this point. I don't have numbers. I am just hoping to survive one more tribal.
The only other thing that I've heard is potentially Luciana. I don't know where that came from, but
I heard that also. I think Soraya might have mentioned that. And we talked about it actually.
I will try my best. You're still here, which speaks words. I have tried my best every single week. Yes, Alex and Rohan are forces to be reckoned with, but you are still here.
Who would want to keep Luciana in the game? Alex and Rohan?
Besides Brian S? No, I don't think so. Talking with them, I don't think they would. I think they know she's a threat. Yeah.
It was pretty clutch that I got him to spend all of his money on that advantage, because then he could bid on immunity.
That was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was dumb luck, and then I used up all my luck there, and then I ended up getting chocolate milk, so it's fine.
I am gonna push for one of Alex or Rohan to get voted out.
I'm not suggesting you flip on them, but I'm just saying at this point in the game, like Alex, Rohan have a lot of power, and I don't think my focus is just surviving this tribal. I just hope you are aware, because you seem to me like a very smart player, and like I respect your game, whatever, you know, like even after everything happened, I will just say that like those two in my mind are controlling the game. They're probably going to control this vote.
I would rather go out fighting than just let the people in power decide my fate.
Did you get that chocolate milk picture yet?
I did. I looked at it, and then I unfortunately had to part ways with my phone, so I can't look at it anymore.
Was it everything you dreamed of more and more?
Absolutely not.
I want Brian to stay. Like, I think it's in general, it's just a bad move to get rid of Brian. So I need to shift the target, and I'm trying to get it onto either Rohan or Alex. So I think Keynesian crew is going to have to come to an end today.
In the last room, I was like, I think this is a really good idea, like, especially considering we're all remote. Like, you guys really thought outside the box for this one. I like it.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I talked with Will before you. And before this, I don't know who like you talked with before this tribal, but I heard like Brian S.'s name.
I have, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk with you about.
So this isn't too bad. Like, my talk with Soraya before this was just like, yeah, like we're still good to vote out like Brian, right? Because that was like, it was like gonna be Evelyn, and then we obviously left Brian out of the last vote. So in my eyes, like he already is like sick of us and like done with us, because this is the second time in a row that we've told him a name and then not voted the way that we told him to. So at this point, like I think it's fine to just vote him out. That's probably what everyone else is talking about, hopefully.
I guess I will just be like straightforward and say that I know I am in trouble, and I'm sure that people are probably already throwing my name out, but I will just say that as long as I can make it through this tribal, I will do whatever.
Brian S seems to be like the easy target, but like I don't really think he's a threat.
I will just say that I think I'm a predictable player, and I think I don't have any power at this point, so I think that's a good reason to keep me around, but I'm sure my name is already getting thrown out. And you know what? As a fellow member of the most hated club, I feel like it's appropriate to keep me, but
yeah.
I feel like there are bigger targets that we should be looking at.
I 100% agree.
Future Survivor players watching this, do not bid on a challenge advantage if there's an auction. Just don't do it. It's stupid. I should have waited.
Maybe don't use all of your money if you do.
I guess we talked about Brian going home before this. And I guess Luciana was also mentioned.
And this is very risky, but I've been kind of thinking about this. I think Rohan and Alex are playing the best games right now. Like, they seem to be a very, very tight pair.
Yeah.
And like I've mentioned, like I've had really good conversations with them, but I'm not sure anybody could beat them if either of them get to the end.
I was thinking that also.
I think this middle alliance that me, Megan, Luciana, and Alex made on like day 2 has been and still is pretty much running the game. We've had proxy members such as Emma, Jared, Sreya since she flipped with us, and at this point, I do think it's time for us to implode very soon. So, you know, if Brian gets voted out here, I think I will target Luciana next tribal council.
I don't know why, but from all the Spurs I've talked to, they seem to think that Luciana is much bigger of a threat than any non-Spur does.
Interesting.
I think after Luciana, that's where things are gonna get messy.
I don't think any like huge moves could be made with only 4 minutes to talk to each person.
If Rohan is out of the game, I don't know how much of a threat Alex is anymore.
I agree.
So I really think between that pair, people really see Rohan as leading that. I'm just worried to do it this time because I don't think other people will go along. And I don't want them to see their name this week, get worried, and then next week.
Oh, we got 1 minute. Yeah, and that's absolutely fair.
But I agree with you completely. So, and that's not going to leave.
Yeah, of course.
Our conversation. I won't say that to other people.
Here's what I'll do, because you're the first person I've talked to, because Brady doesn't count. If I get enough people on board with voting for Rohan, I'll give like a visual signal, like when we're all back in the room. What if I like? Because like sometimes you'll see me like wiping my eyes because my eyes get dry. I'll put my hands in a fist and like go like that.
Okay.
That'll be the signal that enough people are voting for Rohan.
Okay.
All right, so how are you feeling about this twist, Luciana?
Awful. I'm ready to go home.
I mean, Taylor, you are home.
So, I just met with Megan, and we actually talked about an interesting idea, and I want to run it by you.
My name is going to be written down. I just have to hope that it's not a majority that's going to write it down.
Who do you think's writing down your name?
Shreya is probably going to write down my name. She's going to have no problem pulling Will in her direction. I've lied to Brian S. twice. So he probably has a fair chance of writing my name down. I think I can convince Jared to not. I don't know if I can convince Emma.
We're thinking about voting for Rohan.
This time.
Yes, this time.
Jared suggested to me Rohan. And I said, I feel safest voting Brian S., to be honest. And I was like, I mean, I guess like we could consider it for a future vote, but I said like this time I feel safe voting Brian S. And I said that's gonna be my vote as of right now. And he said he would give me a signal if enough people would vote Rohan.
If I vote Rohan today, I would very much like Rohan to go home and not stick around as much.
Absolutely. And like, if I do not give that signal, that indicates we do not have enough votes.
Are you voting Brian S?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Like, I feel bad because like we literally told you like the incorrect name 2 times in a row, and like you like voted with us like on your own part, but like obviously the person you voted for didn't end up going home.
I am going to vote for Rohan no matter what. I just want to put that out.
No, thank you for that.
Why? Why is he fucking doing this now? Why does Jared like to stir shit up?
I'm fucked. What were you gonna say?
You might not be.
The people who I can trust in this tribe are getting to be a low number. So really, I don't really care who it is.
So I'm gonna try and pull something. I talked with Megan and Sreya about this already. I was with Brady at my first meeting, so that doesn't count. I'm gonna get votes together to try and get Rohan out.
I'm already decided that I'm writing his name, not gonna lie.
Okay, well then there's nothing much to discuss.
I'm like really freaked right now.
It's okay.
You're still in it.
I hope.
I promise you are still in this. I'm going to pull whatever strings I can to make sure you're still here.
Because Jared told me that Megan, he only talked to Megan before, and that Megan was on board.
Yeah, he talked to
Megan
me.
actually on board with it?
I don't know. I would love if Alex went home. That'd be beautiful. I really I feel like none of the original Spurs trust me. Maybe Rohan trusts me just a hair. I don't know why they would though. I really don't deserve it. So as long as it's not Sreya.
I'm prepared to go home.
Why?
Apparently, Sreya wants me out. Brian doesn't trust me.
I would rather a bigger name get voted off than Brian, but I think Brian voted for me a few minutes ago, so it's not like that's tearing off a big band-aid or anything.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just prepared to see my name written down.
Okay, don't forget.
For me, being prepared to see my name written down means me being prepared to go home.
Congrats on your advantage. I'm not gonna make you share whatever it was or whatever your uncovered thing was. I won't make you share it, at least not right now. If you choose to eventually. Yeah, maybe I'll grill you about it later, but for now I will let you keep it a secret if you wish, because I don't think we need to spend our 4 minutes me pulling teeth.
So I really think Emma's with us. I really think there's no chance Rohan or Alex votes you.
Okay. So here's the thing. We gotta vote Brian S. I am so sorry. I know that's not what you wanted to do, but please, vote.
Emma, it's okay.
I've talked to Alex, Sreya, and Megan up until this point, and the consensus has been to vote Brian. I don't think that's changing.
But if it doesn't go well, you have my jury vote, I'll just say.
My EECS partner is pissed at me right now because we have a project that's due soon, and the submission deadline is midnight.
Everything is just insane right now, and even though we had talked about it beforehand, it's now that there's this panic element, it's all of a sudden it adds fear, and then you hear things and then you're oh shit, everything's going wrong.
So
is it still Brian S for this vote?
That is what I'm hearing.
Well, apparently Jared wants to vote Rohan, which no one saw coming. And I don't know. Then Brian S pleaded his case to me, and I felt really bad. And now I'm doubting myself, even though I shouldn't.
Yeah. Are we still good with that?
I'm good with that if everyone else is. Okay. I'm assuming that there's no other plans happening.
I'd be fine with Jared going, especially with him spreading shit everywhere, every time, all the time. And then, but also Luciana is also not the worst for me, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
However it plays down, in my mind, it's just I'm ready to hear my name or see my name being written down. And like, if I'm prepared to do that, I'm prepared to go home. So if it happens, it happens, and I go down, triumphant with the game I've played.
Have you talked, like, have they all said they're going to vote Brian S?
Everyone has said they're going to vote Brian S. I've
Okay.
talked to Rohan, Luciana, Emma, and Will.
Luciana's kind of freaking out.
I know.
If Brian S goes home, we're the only 2 remaining Swaps Bears members left. And like, I promised you since the beginning, I said I was going to put in a good word for you to, like my guys on the other side, and you're still here.
I mean, obviously, I can't say for sure that I am 100% safe, but I don't feel as at risk as others know.
Does it benefit me to get you out more than other people still in this game?
Yeah.
So that's certainly not like on the agenda for me. I really don't know what is on the agenda.
Me neither.
But like, it doesn't advantage me to vote you out.
So Jared also said that he was thinking that he wanted to propose Rohan to people. And I said, I'm confident in voting Brian S this vote just because that's what we've talked about. And he said he would give me a signal, which is like rubbing his eyes, if the vote was Rohan. So I hope he doesn't like screw this up.
Like, I would like to think everyone's voting Brian S, but like, I have no idea for sure.
Okay, so give me a
I can't vote. I can't vote.
Why? Oh shoot. Alex, oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, don't tell people.
I won't. Have you
I
told
Luciana.
Yeah, I feel bad because like Brian really wants to stay in, but
yeah,
I think that's what everyone's thinking.
Exactly.
We can't vote out 2 Spurs in a row. We're doing Brian S. Brian S.
Regardless, okay. With the idol clue, I'll share it with you. We can work on it together because I do want to go to the final with you. I'm with Brady.
Why does every single person do that?
Let's talk it out. Okay. Like, everyone I've spoken to is on board to vote Brian. In a situation like this where we only have 4 minutes to talk to everyone, it's in everyone's best interest to fall back to a plan we've already talked about.
Yeah, I think the vote is still Brian S too. I feel like Jared is trying to pull a little something, but I don't think it's gonna work out.
I heard from Megan that he's trying to swing it onto Rohan.
Yeah.
He's honestly done nothing wrong. It's just kind of bad place at, wrong place at the wrong time.
I know Luciana's kind of freaking out, and I don't like hearing random names. Like, I don't know where Will's head is at. And Jared seems to want Rohan, but I don't think anybody wants to go along with it.
The only name I've really been hearing is Brian S.
Mhm.
So like, I assume that's the plan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, straightforward.
Are you gonna reveal your uncovered item?
Okay, so.
You go first. I was gonna say I'll tell you mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you don't have to say. It's fine.
But now Alex lost his vote. So I guess that could tie things. Which, if it goes to a tie, I'm not exactly sure what would happen.
Okay, no, you know what? I'm not gonna make the trade. I don't think I'm gonna tell mine because I don't want to. I feel like it might, because there's really no reason to, but I still feel like it might put a target on their back, which I don't want.
I don't know what to do when I meet with Rohan. If I tell him that Jared said his name or not. I still haven't decided what I want to say.
Yeah, how sad were you when Megan got that clue instead of you?
Oh, I wasn't sad. I was like, good game. I'm pretty sure she's gonna share it with us.
Exactly.
So, there was like, to be fair, I bet all my money first. So.
I'm gonna share the idol clue with Alex, which could be a bad move or a good move. And then maybe share it with the rest of the middle at midnight. Have you been hearing Brian S?
Yes.
Okay, is that who you're voting for?
Yes.
Word has gotten around to me that most people are planning to vote for Brian S. However, I want to run something by you, and this is a little risky, but I want to see if you're up for it.
Jared befuddles me. He doesn't do things that make logical sense.
I feel like if Rohan gets to the end, he wins against anybody. So what I said is, I'm going to vote for Rohan. and I said, I'm not telling Rohan, Alex, or Emma, because I'm pretty sure they're like a very powerful group of 3.
Okay, because Luciana's kind of freaking out. And people have brought up her name.
Just as long as I could make it through this tribal, like the last 2 tribals, I really don't care that I was left out of at the end of the day, as long as I survived the next tribal.
Did you tell Brian S. That it's Jared? That's what Luciana and Emma said.
Oh. No, he was just like pitching to me as to why he thinks he should stay. And I was like, yeah, honestly, like you bring up good points. Like you haven't lied to me a single time or us a single time. Like you voted the way you told us you were going to vote. And so I told him that like it could potentially be him, but I will try to make it not him.
Because really, if we don't vote out Rohan now, I feel like he's going to run the game. And I feel like he has a really, really good chance of winning.
So in an ideal world, who would go home this week?
Rohan. There are some people whose names just never come up, and that doesn't sit well with me.
I understand this might be like a little sudden for you, but I think this might be a good opportunity to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't think he has any ill will towards me, so it's not that I don't trust him. It's just I don't know what he's gonna do. There's a difference between predictability and trust.
I like the signal idea.
The vote's been going how you expected it though, right?
Yeah, until Jared and I talked.
I've already talked with essentially all the people that I felt like I needed to talk with, but I think we should take Rohan out.
I mean, I got this disadvantage where I can't vote in this tribal, so it's been pretty tough deciding who to tell and who not to tell.
I heard Rohan. I know my name is out there. I guess for myself, I haven't heard your name at least, I'll say.
I kind of told 3 people that I lost my ability to search tomorrow, and I told Megan and Luciana that I lost my vote, like the truth. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. Kind of regretting that decision.
You're safe with me. But have you heard Jared's name?
I honestly haven't.
That's who I've heard. So wait, so you've just heard Rohan's name? What the heck?
I think he's pretty much going around and pleading his case, which if I was in his position, I would do the same.
Yeah.
Brian S. is going home. I just talked to him and he was very dejected and seemed like he knew what was going to happen.
I have talked with like Megan, Luciana, Sreya, and Brian about this already, and they seem on board with it.
Apparently Jared is trying to swing the vote onto Rohan. I can't vote, so I won't be going along with it.
I heard Rohan from Jared, but I took that to mean it was just Jared anyways. So I didn't really thought, but that's been going around then.
I think so. I don't know at this point.
I'm gonna give a visual cue if enough people are on board with voting out Rohan. You seem a little nervous about it, so I'll let you say.
I would say that's goddamn genius, but.
Then like Alex pitched Brian to me, and I was like, "You're literally like cutting off the people I've been the closest with for like maybe the past 3-4 weeks now."
Because like I mentioned, I feel like Megan, Emma, Rohan, and Alex are a tight group of 4. Like, if it gets down to 8 and those 4 vote together, then at best it could be a tie.
25% chance that Jared pulls off the Rohan vote.
Is my vote the final remaining one that you need?
Yeah, you're the only one. I have to talk with Alex after, and I'm just going to tell him Brian S.
Here's to new alliances.
Here's to new alliances.
Hey, do you have an advantage for me or something? Because I'm kind of desperate.
I assume you've heard Brian?
Yes, I've also heard something that you've said. Or is that, I heard you said Rohan.
Who did you hear that from?
So, how are you feeling about this vote? Like, who do you think we should vote out?
Oh, you know what, Brian? I'm on the fence between like 9 people right now.
But are we voting the same way? Are we voting Brian?
I think that I'm gonna vote Brian.
I want to say Shraya or Megan. I don't remember who it was.
Okay. Like, I remember one of them, like, briefly mentioned Rohan to me.
Okay.
So, like, it wasn't like I had mentioned it or anything.
Have you heard that people were throwing out your name?
My name?
Yeah.
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, I'm voting Brian anyways.
Yeah, like, I'm sure Brian's the vote anyway, so yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was Brian S., which of course makes sense, but I don't know how many people Brian S. sympathizes with, or sympathizes Brian S.
Oh, damn.
I just didn't know if that had, like, gone back to your web.
Nah, it has not.
The question, the thing is, the easiest person to push it on would be Will, who has... it would be Will, or it would be Jared. I'm not going to push it on Jared. That's just, I know that's probably my best chance to stay in this game. I can't do that. I really can't do that. Rohan is a very bold choice for Jared to pick. That really might screw Jared over.
Megan had told me, and then I met with Jared and he didn't say anything. So.
Yeah. Jared told me he wasn't telling Alex or Rohan or you, because you guys seem like a tight three.
And I can reveal to you that I can't vote.
No kidding. Oh my gosh.
But it's going to be Brian.
Okay. We should still have enough votes for Brian then.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
You know, you gave me your word that you would vote Evelyn, and I'll give you my word here that I'll vote Brian according to plan.
All right, perfect. That's all I want to hear.
This is going to get really interesting really quick.
Oh, for sure.
This is the crunch time.
Yep.
So with that, we're going directly into tribal council. I'll also now welcome in the members of our jury. Carolyn and Evelyn voted out in the last tribal council a mere 2 hours ago. So let's get right into it. Rohan, what was that like? Speed dating. Got to talk to everyone for 4 minutes, and that's it? What was that like?
Not gonna lie, Brady, it was great. Everyone was forced to speak to me for at least a few minutes, and they couldn't ignore my texts. So that was great. Yeah, I got to talk to people who I don't really talk to much outside of like these scenarios, and so it was very, very insightful. Do I wish we had more time to talk about the vote? Absolutely. Do I think this twist is really fun? Yeah. So
Megan, did you have a similar experience? Did you enjoy talking to everyone, had a good time, or was it more stressful and being like, oh shit, we got to vote in about 45 minutes?
I like talking to everyone for sure. But yeah, I was very intense in all my calls, I think. I started with like my arms up in the air for every single call. So yeah, I was a little worried to come up with a name so fast, and it seemed like it was all over the place. So yeah, my head was spinning from that.
So Luciano, were there any like pre-plans for a double tribal or anything? Because obviously we told you guys, you know, we need like 3 hours after tribal council. Were there any plans, or is it all just plans made during the speed dating?
I think those rumors have been out for a while. It's been pulled on a previous Survivor season, so honestly, I wasn't very surprised if people expected it coming, and I'm also not surprised if people had plans beforehand.
So Jared, would you talk about any of those plans going on, or is it still kind of secret hush-hush between people that are voting down?
No. I mean, here's the thing, like I've heard like people tell me plans, like what they want to have happen, but like it's never a good idea to just like say at tribal council like what the plans are. So like, but yes, I have heard a couple plans being discussed.
Will, obviously everyone got to talk to everyone one-on-one, didn't get to collaborate at all. This is the time kind of talk to everyone. Do you think we're going to hear, or do you think I'm going to hear anything where everyone's talking about plans out in public, or are people still trying to keep that trust and keep it secret?
I think these people, a lot of them play the game pretty conservatively. I think they're all really smart, and I think that nobody's going to make any big mistakes. I think they're going to keep on playing this game how they've been playing it, and that's with tight lips. So I think it'll be pretty standard.
So Emma, obviously, last round council we were talking about a little bit like the Spurs, the Bears, maybe like a little bit of thing going on there. But obviously, Evelyn went home. So does that give, some hope over to the De Bears tribe, or is it still kind of like, is that like a talk of things at all, like the OG tribes?
I mean, I don't think for the most part it's more, I think it's less original tribes versus like, it's more the alliances that have formed, and a lot of those were from the original tribes. And so I think that's why it kind of matches up. But, again, the original De Beers people have kind of merged themselves into some of those alliances. And so I think that, it's still anybody's game.
So Brian, obviously, I don't think it's a secret that, most people last round voted for Evelyn, and, you did not. So do you think you're kind of on the back foot for this vote?
I mean, the whole twist is obviously not the best setup for me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I guess I got fooled twice. So that's probably not great going into this tribal, but I guess I've been pretty straight up with people in the past two tribals about how I was going to vote. And so that's, I guess, my pitch tonight, that I felt that, the last couple of weeks, I've been very predictable in terms of telling people what I'm going to do and following through on that. So I think that's a good reason to keep me. That's basically my pitch to everyone.
So Alex, how do you respond to Brian's pitch? Because he said it's a pitch. Keep me around. Do you think that's a valid reason, or is it still kind of like, Brian might be on the chopping block?
It's definitely a valid reason. He went through with his word and voted who he said he was going to vote for the past 2 weeks. His name was brought up. He knows that. There's no point in hiding it. Other people's names have been brought up, but it's hard when Brian says that, but at the same time, I talked about this with him in the room. He never reached out to me all week, and it's hard to strategize with people if we're not really in communication.
That's very fair. That's a point I agree with you on. I guess I would just say that there are obviously other people that I did talk to a little bit more, that I did put trust in, and that wasn't exactly returned. That's not at Alex. But I do agree. I think I could have done a better job in terms of that. But I guess my pitch still stands, that I feel like I've been straight up with certain people, and I hope that they see that as that I want to continue working with them and stay in this game.
So Brian, a lot of it, what I'm hearing is your pitch right now is not me. Is there anyone that you want to try to push that vote on, considering you only got to talk to people in increments and now you can say it to everyone, or are you just saying not me?
I'm just saying not me. That really doesn't help my case, but that's kind of all I can say right now. I'm gonna be honest, Brady. I'm not a fan of this twist. I respect the producers that have to come up with twists every week. This twist just ain't it. It's just really not it. I'm sorry, guys. I respect you guys, but it's not it.
Oh, I'm sorry you didn't have the best time during the twist, Brian. Soraya, obviously we just came off the auction. Has there been talk of the results of those auction things having an impact on this vote, or not really?
No, there has not been. Mostly there's been talk of, hey, are you going to reveal what you have, since I am one of the people that got a hidden clue. But as far as I know, nothing's going to happen this time around, and I think I can say that with a fair bit of confidence.
So, Rohan, would you agree? Soraya said, nothing's happening. It's a very straightforward vote. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's going to be nice and easy?
Brady, my takeaway from that auction was a picture of some chocolate milk. so I can't say I'm the most knowledgeable in terms of what kind of hidden advantages and hidden secrets that people got with their money. At this point, I can vote the way I think everyone's gonna vote. And in terms of, like idols advantages, I'm kind of out of the loop.
So Will, how do you feel? Got immunity around your neck, metaphorically. Can't be voted out this week. Are you happy about that? You think you saved yourself with it? Or are you just like, cool?
I don't think saving myself was the right word. I think perhaps will help me out a little bit of luck. I think everybody has an idea who it's going to be. But then again, after the week that Brian C got voted home, I vowed to never again underestimate people in this game. So some crazy shit could be going down. Who knows? But I'm not in the loop.
All right, so with that, it is time to vote. Will, you got immunity? You keeping it for yourself this week?
I'm going to keep it this week.
All right, keeping it for Will. Cannot vote for Will. We're getting on to voting. Jared, you're going to be first.
You are an incredible player, but I realize you have the best chance of getting to the end and winning. And I know I probably can't beat you, so please take this as a compliment.
I hate auctions. Woo!
Sorry, buddy. You've done like nothing wrong for the past 2 votes. Like, you've been honest to us.
I'm sorry about this, but I'm also pretty much not sorry about this.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. All right, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, when I read the votes, the decision is final. Person being voted out will be asked to turn their Zoom video off immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Brian S. Second vote, Rohan. Before I go any further, there are actually only 8 votes cast as opposed to 9. So there are actually only 6 votes remaining. 1 vote Brian, 1 vote Rohan. Brian S. Rohan. That's 2 votes Rohan, 2 votes Brian S, 4 votes remaining. Brian S. It's 3 votes Brian S, 2 votes Rohan. Another vote for Brian. 4 votes Brian, 2 votes Rohan, 2 votes remaining. 10th person voted out of Survivor Mission Season 7, and the 3rd member of our jury. Brian, please turn your Zoom video off.
All right, guys. It was fun. Sorry. Wait, is my thing frozen?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Brian.
That's okay. All love. I had to do it.
All right. After a long night and a near unanimous vote, I'm just waiting for you guys to make a big move. So let's see what happens next week. That's all I got for you. Grab your stuff. Head on out. Good night.
It baffles me.
I lost the 2 people who probably trusted me the most in this entire game.
I wasn't planning to do this originally, but I realized you were in a really good position to win.
The worst thing he could have done was announce his feelings.
Yeah, not to sound like self-pitying, but I really feel like in terms of the quantity of people, I probably got screwed over by more people in this game than anyone else because I got screwed over by my original tribe and by the Spurs. I don't know why they didn't trust me. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of a lame way to go out. but you know what? I had a good Survivor experience. This was like so fun. This is like definitely a highlight of college, but it's sad that it's over.